Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Sha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavnevyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for joining in a short notice. Um, as you can see, Prabhu has been, I think, today marks 127th birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, and the only reason, the only personality um, by the advent of whom we are able to have these sessions, can associate with devotees like His Grace Sundar Prabhu, and have the mercy to have a taste to listen to Bhagavad Katha and Hari Katha and this spiritual knowledge, spiritual discourses. So it's unbound. It could not be explained. It's a very surreal and very, very difficult to repay or even express our gratitude in any form and shape to what we have received. And to nurture it, to preserve it, is something that is in our hands, and we have to always seek the blessing, the guidance of the senior devotees, especially who have been, directly got initiation or association from Srila Prabhupada. So that's the only hope and grace that we can live on with. Like you see, Prabhupada, today Prabhu, I was requesting Prabhu if we can have this and we can skip it, because it had been a very, very, it's kind of a marathon, a spiritual marathon, that we can say the amount of events that we have had in the last week, the conclusive part of Jhulan Yatra, leading on to Janmashtami, and then Vyasa Puja. So it's back to back. And then Prabhu has kindly still been there saying, no, we will have the class. He has himself been relentlessly there for the entire day. I still managed to get some sleep, but I'm not sure about Prabhu. I'm sure he must not have, but he's still tirelessly giving us that opportunity to associate and get us this session going. And he was a little sad that he was not able to make it for the last two sessions, but he was insisting that we should have this regardless. It's a short notice and amidst all these events that we have all mastered. So I couldn't say much here. It's totally inspirational. So again, thank you very much for joining in a short notice. And I'd pass on the mic to His Grace Sundar Prabhuji to take this session forward and continue the session. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much for inviting me again to your wonderful association. Of course, I miss all of you for the past 2 weeks as I was really traveling and they did not have any Wi-Fi, it's a problem. Otherwise, I would definitely like to be with you every Friday. Today was no exception. I just finished the Vyasa Puja celebration here. It ended up at 3:30. And of the prasadam and everything. We've just now again started our session. So I am indeed thankful to all of you for giving me a chance to be of some service. So if anyone have any questions, that would be very nice that we can, try to address. Yes, Rahul. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Yeah, we can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, dear Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Very happy appearance day of Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
So my first question is, I want to increase my faith in Prabhupada as an authority, as a for the modern day, like he is considered to be the most prominent one, giving the pure love of Godhead. Although there are other Vaishnav sampradayas and there have been other messengers of God in the past, like Christ and Muhammad and like different religions. So I mean, I'm not very sure. They say like if you follow something, you get faith in the process. So I do have some faith by mercy of Prabhupada and other his followers, but I'm not sure if there is anything mentioned in the Shastra regarding him, because there are other Gaudiya mats, and I haven't been into any, nor did I feel the need, but there are other like Gaudiya Vaishnava sannyasis and even beyond ISKCON. So I mean, they could be uh, portray themselves as guru, and the other they fall down. And but for Prabhupada, I know like he was like the whole life from his childhood devotee of Krishna. So that life itself is an example. Like he was like a pure devotee throughout his life, as I know. But I'm not sure if there is anything mentioned in the Shastra predicting his advent and he will take the message of Mahaprabhu throughout the world like he did. So I think you could please guide me. Thank you.
I mean, this goes without any saying because Srila Prabhupada is the deliverer of the whole world. I mean, anyone who reads his book can tell for sure, his qualities and his leadership and he's the Acharya, founder Acharya. So there's no doubt about that. So if you take association of reading Prabhupada books, following his direction, and if you stay with devotees who are surrendered to him, you definitely can see the result for yourself. Goes without any doubt, because your life will change for sure. So that's the only way. If you really want to improve your love for Prabhupada, then you have to surrender to his instruction, work with devotees who are also similarly surrendered, and in this way you will see you will also become like them, surrendered. Of course, there are so many other sampradayas and all that. That's a fact. We don't say no. But Prabhupada was sent by Krishna to deliver the world, period. Because nobody is giving the kind of knowledge that Prabhupada has given. Nobody. You understand?
Yeah, I think there is one pastime or some where it is written that uh, I think Prabhupada mentioned it. He was in the spiritual world and he was like sent by Krishna. There is some like you go down to the material world and preach and.
No, Prabhupada said one time, I remember this when I was a younger devotee, that Prabhupada refused to come down. He said, no, I don't want to go to the material world. Then Krishna told him, no, no, there's so much austerities. No, you don't do austerity. You just simply go there and write books. That's what I heard when I was a younger devotee. So I assumed that Prabhupada came down to write books, and actually he did that. That was his main service. And which we are utilizing, these books.
Yeah.
And Prabhupada was not very fond of austerity. He would be, taking, gulab jamus and all that, where his god brothers will always be fasting, So he always said something like that also. So in that way, you can see Prabhupada's life is a little different in that sense. He is very much into writing books and of course preaching, and he was not stressing so much on, of course you have to follow the four principles and wake up in the morning and do all the other things, but he was not pushing it to the limit, like everybody must do nirjal or everybody must do so many other austerities or what. He recommended it, yeah, you can do, but he never enforced it so much. Yes?
Oh, thank you so much. Another question I am having, Prabhu, is I heard about the 84 lakh species, and therein was mentioned 400,000 human species. So that caught me by surprise. Like how come so many? I mean, there was a huge number of human species. So in one verse, I have heard like there are like these are like lower species and all. They are not very like someone was mentioning Hirat, Kula, Pundra, something that verse is there. Like, so I mean, in Kali Yuga, how do we distinguish? At one place, it is said that everybody is Kalo Shudra Sambhavat, and so it kind of generalizes that everybody is low born in Kali Yuga is not something very proud of. We can be proud of even if one is a Brahmana. So, in that regard, how does one classify so many human species? Does that include demigods? Or, I mean, externally we can see people do vary, like there are Africans, Americans, Indians, Asians. So they look a bit different, although they are humans. Is that the human species they are talking about? At least on Earth, externally I can't see like 400,000 human species. I don't want to doubt the Shastra, but I feel I can't comprehend with my intelligence that statement.
400,000 species of mankind.
Okay.
Plus, it does include the demigods, it does include the Gandharvas and all this, they are different species. So the human being is also one species, And among the human being, there are different grades, some in the mode of goodness, some in the mode of passion, and some mode of ignorance. You understand? According to their modes, they are taking different birth. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, they probably will take birth in a place where it is close to that kind of a area, where ignorance is a lot there. Tamasic gun. So that's why I said in that verse, Kirata, Hundra, Pulinda, Pulaksa, you just quoted that verse. So people who are, of the lower born, so they are also different species. But all of them can become purified if they take shelter of the devotees who have taken shelter of Krishna. You understand? So, in other words, a human being, it doesn't matter if they are born in any kind of category, but if they can come in contact with Krishna consciousness, their life becomes successful. That's the missing link. So, it doesn't matter the body, the body is not so important. The main thing is to help the soul. You understand? So either even you are a demigod or everybody will want to aspire to associate with devotees. Even the demigods are also aspiring to take birth in India in a holy place where they can get devotee association. You understand this point? Huh? So there may be so many species, doesn't matter. But the main thing is to somehow or other to get in touch with Krishna and his devotees. That's the conclusion. Yeah?
Okay.
Anyway, why we worry about so many species doesn't make any sense to us anyway, correct?
Thank you, Prabhuji. I was feeling like on Earth, are there different human species on Earth itself? They look the same to me, like only external differences, but they are all humans.
Yes, they're different.
In generalization of um, I think if I went to a zoo and I saw some animals, like there are some species are there, they have some similarities, like different type of cows are there. Indian cows are different. In Europe, the cows are different. Like
Yes,
that, humans also.
they're human beings also different.
Yeah.
Africans are different from Indians, and Indians are different from Westerners and Chinese, and like that, they're different kind of a species.
Mm.
Understand? So
I think
all of them,
science is not so advanced. They all group all of us probably in Homo sapiens, only one species. So our Bhagavad is more advanced in that sense to know that there are more species in humans itself.
That's why the Shastra is, beyond, human speculation. Whereas the other Western kind of science, it has got a lot of speculations. Whereas our
yes,
Vedic science is beyond speculation. It's perfect because it is word of God. So better to take the Shastric evidence rather than the material science, which has
yes,
four primary defects. It is not perfect, subject to illusion, it's subject to mistakes, and it's also, whoever does it, they may have a cheating propensity. You understand? So armed with these four defects, you cannot come to a conclusion. Whereas, like here, there are 400,000 species, there are 900,000 kind of fishes. So these are exact. And who can count this thing? Only God Himself.
yes,
Follow. So if
yes,
God is creating everything and God is saying, so why we should take it with doubts? Yes?
yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So better to rely on the information given by God. As Krishna says, I know everything. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, you can see here, Vedaham samititani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Oh Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, all the things are yet to come. I also know all living entities, you see that? But me, no one knows. So therefore, Krishna is the best person to say. And if Krishna is saying there are 400,000 kind of human species, so that is Krishna's conclusive evidence. Yes? Hello? Are you there? Rahul, are you there?
It's there.
Muted. So this is how we come to a conclusion. You understand? Hello, Rahul, you're there? You're mute.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I lost connection. I'm back. Thank you.
Yeah, so you see here, I also know all living entities. So Krishna knows every living entity. Huh?
Yeah.
Because he's creating the whole thing. So better to have faith in God. That's the main thing. God cannot be wrong. God is perfect.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhu. Scientists try to bewilder. I read some days back they found some kind of skulls, 5 million years old, and they told it was like ape, and it maybe proves the Darwin, and they kind of bewilder, and scientific evidence, archaeological, and it's somewhat confusing
Can
sometimes.
you read this one?
Under no circumstances can the words of persons bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord deviate the intelligence of those who are completely surrendered souls. Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to all the evidence of the Vedas, he is accepted by all acharyas, including Sripad Shankaracharya. But when he was present in the world, different classes of men accepted him differently, and therefore their calculations of the Lord were also different. Generally, persons who had faith in the revealed scriptures accepted the Lord as he is, and all of them merged into great bereavement when the Lord disappeared from the world. In the first canto, we have already discussed the lamentation of Arjuna and Yudhishthira, to whom the disappearance of Lord Krishna was almost intolerable up to the end of their lives.
So you see how the Lord, for those who are bewildered, conditioned soul, they cannot bewilder, with their so-called hypothesis or their logic, the minds of a devotee. You understand? The scientists may be very expert in showing some so-called, scientific evidences, but they cannot bewilder the mind of the devotees. You understand? And if you are getting bewildered, that means something wrong. You must be also like them, conditioned soul. Hmm? Yes?
Prabhuji, I'm not very sure of the archaeological methods and all. They show like some ape kind of skull, and they are formulating something.
They are studying the bones.
Yeah.
It is explained in this verse, you can see, when this devotee, when he woke up, I show you this verse. When he woke up from his sleep, he saw, okay, you can see here in this verse, so here, Muchukunda, Sukadeva Goswami said, my dear king, thus graced by Lord Krishna, Muchukunda contemplated him and bowed down to him. Then Muchukunda, the beloved descendant of Ishwaku, exited through the mouth of the cave. Seeing that the size of all human beings, animals, trees, and plants was severely reduced, and thus realizing that the age of Kali was at hand, Muchukunda left for the north. So you see here, what does it mean? That seeing the size of all human beings, animals, trees, and plants was severely reduced. You see this? Huh? So what does that mean? Now they may have found a bone, maybe left behind in the Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga or Dwapara Yuga or something, and that maybe could be a body of a lizard or something. So these scientists have found it, and now they speculate that this bone must be coming from some kind of a dinosaur or something. Huh?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. They're really speculating, and but somewhat trying to prove Darwinism and evolution and their own theories, something.
Yeah, because they are speculating, as you rightly said. Now we don't work on that principle.
Yeah.
Understand? We are not speculators. Huh? You follow?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So these archaeological evidences and all, it doesn't hold ground. You understand?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Even if it supports our philosophy, like I have heard Prabhuji, like some temple, something they found beneath the sea, like they said it was like bridge, Lanka bridge, all those things.
That you have to see, by seeing their facts, whether it matches our, Dwaraka was there and they go down and they saw some pillars and all that. Yeah, that's fine. But you tell me some bones and some, this doesn't hold ground, bones and whatnot. Huh? You follow?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, any other questions? Anybody else have anything else?
See in the chat.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
And this is Bhadra here, Prabhu. So I have one question, like after initiation, if a devotee is still surrendering, completely trying to surrender, and for devotional service, we get so many interruptions in between. So how do we get out of that, Prabhu? It's like really mind-boggling.
Best way to do this is to wake up in the morning and do the do the full program, Mangala Arti and chanting. If you can do that, then the devotee will become very quickly fixed up, and he will not get very much disturbed by all these other things. And once you transcend the mode of goodness and come to the transcendental goodness, then you come to the happy state. And even you have got any problems, he will not be shaken. It says here, the devotee is very fixed up. It's not shaken even in the midst of greatest difficulty. See in this verse here, Bhagavad Gita, you can see Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tata yasmin sito na dukena guruna api vichalyate. So in this verse, so when it comes to the establishing himself in this devotional principle, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks there's no greater gain. Being situated in such a position is never shaken, even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. And this indeed is the actual freedom of all miseries arising from material contact. So when the devotee practices this devotional principle, especially the morning program, he becomes very much fixed up. And even though there are difficulties, he will never be disturbed. So this is the test. But if we fail to do this program, especially the morning program, then you can expect many, many problems to arise without any doubt. So it's dangerous. That's why it's not good to not follow the morning program seriously. If you do this morning program seriously and take only Krishna Prasadam, then you can be assured that nothing will go wrong. Even if something goes wrong, you're not disturbed, your mind is fixed. But one who failed to do this, then there are going to be untold problems and headaches and a mess and so many things. Yes?
I mean, for doing these activities only, like when we are fixed up for doing these morning program and everything, so many interruptions come for stopping this. Like when we are doing book distribution, they ask us not to come anymore in the temples, like so they somehow or other the service is getting stopped due to these kind of situations.
Services, that's always there, in material world, nothing is just so, smooth and rosy, There are always going to be difficulties. Everywhere is the same story. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told Arjuna the first thing, you must learn how to tolerate. Just like the summer and winter season, you should learn how to tolerate. That is our lesson, tolerance. Material world is nothing but tolerance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said the same thing. Tranadapi sunichena taro api saisuna. Correct? So we have to learn. The more you become advanced spiritually, the more you become more tolerant, Because you can understand this is all Maya's way of doing. And Maya is working under Krishna's direction. Ultimately, Krishna has got the hands in everything. Why Krishna wants it done? Yes, Krishna has a plan, correct? So that will immediately put the devotee at ease because you understand if Krishna wants it, then nobody can change that, correct?
Yes.
So therefore, we should learn how to see things as how Krishna's hands, are in play. Then the devotee will never be disturbed. But if the devotee is always aspiring for some kind of result, and is not getting it, then that's going to be an issue.
Mm.
Correct? Ah, so this is the problem.
Okay.
So we should try to reason out like that. If Krishna wants it, then let it be.
Mm.
Understand?
Okay, Prabhu.
That is how you can pacify your mind.
Mm.
Otherwise, the mind, because we always think we are the doers. So when we are doing and something goes wrong, then we like to blame everybody else except ourselves.
Mm.
Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. So this is very important that how we see things as they are.
Mm.
Then yes, our mind will be pacified. Huh?
Mm.
It's very important.
Sure. Thank you, Prabhu.
When one probably sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than the three modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
So this is how we properly see. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to learn how to understand this. Then yes. Otherwise, we don't know anything. We just simply always expecting, like the materialist. Uh, then, then you can see so many headaches. No,
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Yes, Prabhu. I mean, also Krishna says, like, I mean, from every angle, in every different direction, getting something based on our prarabdha karma after initiation is like little difficult to understand. So,
See, the moment you get initiated, then actually there's no more karma. So the devotee, because he has got some material attachment, to remove that material attachment, Krishna creates some kind of karma to help free the devotee from this last vestitude of attachment.
mm,
So he makes a karma-like situation to help the devotee become purified.
mm,
You understand? Hmm?
yes, true.
So okay, once you have, that's why it says, once you come to Krishna, there's no more rebirth. What does that mean? Because
Mm,
Krishna is going to take you back. Yeah,
mm,
you understand? So he's going to take you back means he have to remove all this material attachment from our heart. Correct?
yes. Mm-hmm.
So how he does that? So I create some situation where it seems like we have so much karma.
Mm,
You follow?
yes, true. Only Krishna can give us the intelligence. We are so minute. We don't know what we are doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, of course, Krishna consciousness, I'm very clear. But outside of this material activities, I don't want to engage, but I'm forced to engage, and I don't want to be dealing with such things.
It's a fact because we just have to learn how to depend on Guru and Krishna. And that's it. By doing that, you can see many things will unfold. And when it comes reverses, then we should take it as Krishna's plans for some reason. Huh? Yes?
Sure. Yes.
Material world is not a very place of happiness, you understand? There are always going to be many, many miseries. As I have explained, why Krishna told Arjuna to tolerate. Even when they were fighting this war, there's so many reversals were happening also on the Pandava side. Yes?
Yes.
It's not that the Pandavas went, straight and killed everybody, and 18 days they were rejoicing. Also, they lost their, Abhimanyu and so many others they lost. Yeah?
Yes.
So you have to understand. So you have to realize that we are not in a happy place, a place of misery. We just have to learn how to tolerate. So someone is asking, Prabhu Ji, are all activities going on material world are based on the three modes of material nature? Yes, all the activities are conducted by the three modes of material nature. Maya is conducted by Maya, and Maya means the three modes of material nature. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities as acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. You see? So, the modes of the material nature is enacting on everybody. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. So, deluded by the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world is moving under that control. Huh? You understand? So, not that the modes, whole world is under the modes. Nobody is free from the modes. Yes?
Yes.
Huh? And Krishna said this material energy is difficult to cross. Unless you surrender to him, you cannot cross his Maya. Yes? See?
Yes. Yes.
The divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. And every conditioned soul is under the control of this Maya. Huh? Due to this external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to the three modes of material nature, thinks of himself as a material product and thus undergoes the reaction of material miseries because he is under the control of this Maya.
Yes.
You understand? So therefore a choice, either you want to be controlled by the three modes of material nature or you want to come under the control of Krishna. That's the choice. Free will. You have to make your choice. If you want to be free from the modes of material nature, then you must take up this devotional process. You don't want to take up the devotional process, then you will be under the moods. And under the moods means sometime going up, sometime going down.
Yes, Prabhu.
Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planet, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world. So this is how you keep going up and down. But if you become Krishna conscious, then you go up and you never come back.
Yes, Prabhu.
The choice. That's why you say, we are under the modes. And also this modes is not very pleasant, being in the modes. You see how you are always in misery. Material world is not a very nice place, Yeah. It is like burning hell, this material world. My dear Lord, for one who has been cruelly burned in this blazing fire of material miseries, having fallen into the network of material existence, I do not see any possible shelter beside your two lotus feet, which are a shower of nectar extinguishing the fire of suffering. This is the position of the material world, cruelly been burned. It is not that fun, material world.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes?
Yes,
Material
Prabhu.
existence is like an ocean that is extremely difficult to cross. The conditioned souls have fallen into this ocean which is not cool but rather burns them with the fire of misery. For one who has fallen into the sea and desires to get out, there is no rescue boat except the constant relishing within oneself of the pastime narration of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see that?
Yes,
The
Prabhu.
conditioned souls are burnt. How can the fire of material suffering continue to burn the hearts of those who worship the Supreme Lord? See? The Lord's lotus feet have performed innumerable heroic deeds, and the beautiful nails on his toes resemble valuable jewels. Effulgence emanating from those nails resemble cooling moonshine, for it instantly relieves the suffering within the heart of the pure devotee. Just as the appearance of the moon's cooling light relieves the burning heat of the sun. So you see, material suffering cannot, although we just said is burning and burning, but it cannot burn the heart of those who worship the Supreme Lord. So two directions, either you worship the Lord and get free from this burning of material nature, or you continue to burn. Hello?
Yes, Prabhu. I understand.
Huh? You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
So if you take shelter of the devotees who are pure devotees, then you are also free from all this burning effect. The devotees of the Lord peacefully fix in the absolute knowledge of the ultimate shelter for those who repeatedly rising and falling in this fearful ocean of material life. Such devotees are just a strong boat that comes to rescue persons who are at the point of drowning. So this is how we can get relief. Huh? Because the devotees, they are not affected by Maya, because they are completely always holding the lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna Surya Sama. Ah, wherever there is this Krishna sun, there's no question of Maya, darkness.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So your choice, where you want to go. I already explained, right? Because they catch hold of the lotus feet of the Lord. That's how they are free. Yes? Krishna, if you have Krishna, then you cannot have Maya. So the devotees are smart. They always keep Krishna within themselves. So, because they have Krishna's sun, then there's no question of darkness. So that is the secret. We should learn how to keep Krishna always with us.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's why we are taught to chant Hare Krishna all the time, no? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is the greatest secret, no? Very easy to do also, anywhere, any place, any time. Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Andant Karha. Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikar. Krishna is compared to sunshine and Maya is compared to darkness. Whenever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, the darkness, the illusion, the influence of material, influence of the external energy will immediately vanish. Huh? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So why don't we just do this? We are all experiencing so many problems. Why not take shelter of Krishna and try to chant his name? Everybody can keep Krishna's within themselves, because Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
The problem with our devotees is also that the moment we chant and after we finish our rounds, we have finished, we have forgotten, we forget everything. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji. Yes.
This is the problem. And then when something happens, then oh, better go and chant now, you know. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Even while chanting also, we are just thinking when this will finish, you know. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So when we do all this kind of way, inattentive chanting and all, then how you expect Maya not to harass us? Huh? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we have to put some fair share of our effort also. You have to understand, I am with Krishna. I am associating with Krishna. Hmm. But that's realization. Hmm? Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Saurabh, huh? Where are you from?
From West Bengal.
West Bengal, huh? Which part of West Bengal?
Like south part near Odisha.
Near where?
Near Odisha, Prabhuji, like south part of the Bengal.
South part, huh? I just was there in Calcutta.
Yes, Prabhuji, now I am in Calcutta.
I was in Calcutta. I just returned to Pondicherry now for Janmashtami.
I did not know, Prabhuji.
Oh, otherwise we could have met, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anyway, we keep in touch now. Huh? You can
Okay,
leave your
Prabhuji.
number, Saurabh.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We can have our devotees contact you. Huh? You live in the chat column, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Or if you can come to Pondicherry, that will also be nice. Or you can see how we can meet again. That also be okay. Any other questions? I'm sure you all must be having had a wonderful Vyasa Puja, huh? Different parts of the world. Did you all did some puja for Prabhupada today?
Yes, Prabhu.
Saurabh, you can leave your contact details, huh? Put your number. How was the Vyasa Puja celebration? Okay, he got his number down. So, Priti Gauranga Prabhu, can you put him in the list? Huh?
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Thank you. So we can call him and, pity that I was in Calcutta, I could have called him and we could have met, no?
I think he's sort of Sahu. Sahu and Lisa, I guess. Okay.
Anybody else have anything else to inquire?
Let me see, bro, if there is some questions on YouTube. Okay, there are a couple of them. Let's see.
What's the question?
I'll just chat in the chat.
Sujay Goswami. Prabhuji, we are always under the influence of three modes of mentality. Then how to understand the free will we have? So the free will we have, you can see here, the living entity by nature has minute independence to choose. This is the free will, his own good or bad fortune. But when he forgets his supreme master, the personality of Godhead, he gives himself up to the modes of material nature. When influenced by the modes of material nature, he identifies himself with the body and for the interest of the body, becomes attached to various activities. Sometimes is under the influence of the mode of ignorance, sometimes in the mode of passion, and sometimes the mode of goodness. A living entity thus gets different types of bodies under the modes of different material nature. Right? You who's asking this question? Huh?
So they are not in this session directly. They are watching through YouTube, Prabhu. So they may not be able to interact.
Ah. So this is the free will that we have. If we're going to misuse our free will, then we're going to get into trouble. We'll definitely be attached to the body, and that means sense gratification, and that means taking rebirth again and again. It depends on which kind of a body we're going to get, and based on which kind of modes we are attached to. So this is a very dangerous thing. Huh? So we will keep rotating in this material world. Those situated in the mode of goodness act piously according to Vedic injunction, and thus they elevate to the higher planetary system where the demigods live. Those who are influenced by the mode of passion engage in various types of productive activities in the planet system where human beings live. Similarly, those who are influenced by the mode of darkness are subject to various types of miseries and live in the animal kingdom. You see how this is a bad decision. Huh? Covered by the mode of ignorance in mental nature, the living entity is sometimes a male, sometimes female, sometimes eunuch, sometimes human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes a bird, animal, and so on. In this way, his wandering within the material world, his acceptance of different types of body is brought about by his activities under the influence of the modes of nature. So you see how, if your choice, if you want to enjoy the senses and forget God, then the consequences are going to be very drastic. Because if he turns and looks at the Lord, then everything is forgotten. Then the Lord will immediately help. It's not that the Lord is going to, forsake you completely. That doesn't happen. The Lord is always waiting with open arms when we will turn around and look at Him. Huh? So the real interest is to actually render service to the Lord. The real interest of the living entity is to get out of this Nisan that curse him to endure repeated birth and death. The only remedy is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his representative. Unless one renders devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudev, one cannot possibly become completely detached from this material world, nor can he possibly manifest the real knowledge. So you see how this is the only way. So this is the process. Huh? O best of kings, one who is faithful, who is always sharing the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is always engaged in the culture of Krishna consciousness and in hearing the Lord's activities, very soon become eligible to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. See this, a very, very powerful statement. It is not that God consciousness is very, what we say, utopian, we don't know, we're told to do, we are doing, and I don't think anybody has seen God, and nobody can see God, and all kind of theories they are speaking. When you ask anyone outside, have you seen God? They say, no, God, nobody can see God. Huh? But here you see, very soon become eligible. You have to go through a process to see God. It is not that God is impossible and cannot be seen. Yes. Ah, so try to understand. If we take up the process, then surely we are eligible. What is this? Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Noted. Thanks. Prabhuji, will atheists go to hell? Oh, he's got another question. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I follow the regulative principle, but after 6 months or after 1 year, I break and take tension. So why you break and take tension? Because Misra, huh? Why do you break after 6 months or 1 year? Why? You break means you are very weak. You should have strong association so that you do not break. Where you coming from? Because?
He is from YouTube, Prabhu. No.
Oh, from YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
So which part of India, can you write which part of India you're from?
No, I meant to say that he won't be able to interact. He's not in the session. So I'm importing all the questions from YouTube channel.
Oh, if not, so okay. So he has to learn how to associate with devotees so that he will not break his, regulated principles. Huh? The only way we can get association. Prabhuji, will atheists go to hell? Yes. Atheists will go to hell, and when they go to hell, their punishment is the strongest. And for one who acts impiously and ignorantly because of atheism, the resultant hellish life is the worst. Because he's from Bombay. Oh, so is he answering Bikash? So you can see here, the resultant hellish life is the worst for the atheists. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So those who are atheists, they have to pay a heavy price, you know.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't think you want to become an atheist, do you?
No, Prabhuji.
Huh? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
So all these are evidences from the scriptures. And if you someone don't want to follow them and act independently, then it's going to be a pretty bad reaction.
So, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Hmm.
So we can actually see that I am actually studying in a university. There are so many atheist professor and thing like that.
There are so many atheists, huh?
In
That means
atheist
this
professor,
modern
yes, atheist
education
teacher.
is making a lot of people atheists, huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, like they are totally materialist. They don't believe in God. They make fun of Krishna and things like that.
Hmm. So let us wait and see how far they can go on with their nonsense. Hmm?
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Time will tell how much their atheism will make them, laugh and cry, laugh, Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it says the atheists, they pay severe. They are the worst. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. And also saw a thing that those who are like very much higher educated, they are very puffed up. They don't believe this God and thing like this.
Hmm.
They
That-
don't want to believe.
That's the problem with this material education, Hmm?
It's like my own brother, he studying from IIT, he don't believe in God and thing all this. See, he's saying all this nonsense. He said there is no proof and thing like that.
No proof. Huh?
Yes,
No, really. So let us wait, we get into some terrible reaction, then we'll see. No?
yes, Prabhuji.
Right or not? Everybody will have to go through their karma, no? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And when that happens, let's see whether he cries. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Only a fool will speak like that. Hmm? Whereas a pure devotee is seeing the Lord's hand in everything, uh, whereas a fool, he cannot even see. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this is the result of material education. He's making everybody foolish. Hmm? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. So many things going on.
Hmm? One who is interested in sense gratification, he cannot see. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's why Krishna says, for those who are atheistic and demonic, they cannot understand me. I cover them by my Maya. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So those who are atheistic, atheists, I've never manifest the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I'm covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and inexhaustible. So for these people, he's covered.
Yes, Guruji.
So I think God is a cheap thing. Just because you say there's no God, that means God doesn't exist. Huh? If I say fire will not burn me, if I put my hand on fire, will fire not burn me?
Yes, Guruji. But
Huh? Tell me.
yes, Guruji.
Fire will burn. If a child touches or grown-up man touches, it will burn. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just because someone says there's no God, doesn't mean there is no God. Huh?
No, Guruji.
Foolish. You follow?
Yes, Guruji.
So you should be able to argue back. If you say there's no God, then he should not touch anything from God. Can he not? Can he stop taking rice and air and water and everything? Huh? All this is made by whom?
All God's energy. All
I am
Krishna's
the
energy.
seed giving. Krishna says, I am the seed giver. Huh?
Yes, Guruji.
Correct? Can you make one seed, 1 grain of rice? Who can make 1 grain of rice? Tell me. Huh?
Like Prabhuji, I also studying science and all these things. So I actually can see they will put an argument can you measure soul? Like who can see soul? Like they see this type. We can face this type of question in universities. That who see that soul? Who like
Just
this?
now we read, no, by devotional service you can see the Lord face to face, correct?
Yes, Prabhuji, but they will not agree with these things.
Yeah, of course you will not agree because it's condition, demonic, correct? He says here, for those who are foolish and unintelligent, I am covered by the internal potency, correct?
Yes,
They
Prabhuji.
cannot see why the Lord should show himself to someone who is, foolish and, ignorant, huh? Correct? For those who
Yes, Prabhuji.
surrender, then yes, Arjuna surrendered. That's why Krishna said, then you can understand me as I am.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Only by devotion you can see me as I am, Arjuna. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ah. You think God is so cheap, just because you're challenging, he should bow down to your challenges or what? Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah?
That is
Tell me.
that is true. That is true.
So why your brother is studying? He's so intelligent, he no need to study what? Correct? Huh?
Yes,
Yes or not?
yes, Prabhuji.
Huh? And then he's praying to Saraswati to give him intelligence, knowledge. Huh? Saraswati Puja. Huh? Yeah?
He did not worship Saraswati also. He did not worship anything.
You don't know. Secretly you will be praying now. Correct?
Okay, Prabhuji.
All Indians, sometimes they are big trouble. They are praying, please, give me some brains and give me some luck, something. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. The
Ah,
Hindu.
no nonsense. We should be, putting counter arguments that they cannot answer, It's so smart, No God, Everything is made by God and you say there's no God. What a foolish statement, huh? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. They want to see the soul. Saying that where is the soul?
The soul can be seen. How you can see the soul? You can feel him. Soul is consciousness.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
That
But
consciousness is soul. Yes.
soul is consciousness. Is it not? If a person is conscious, then everybody knows that the soul is present. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhuji. That is true.
Yeah? Why the guy is so foolish? Huh? Anyone knows that the consciousness is there means that the soul is in the body. The doctors are also seeing like that, yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm? What kind of question is this? Huh? Unfortunate, This is the result of going to these crazy schools. Huh? Instead of learning how to be a servant of God, they are challenging God. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji, all these material education actually bogus, what I am understanding.
Hmm? So what kind
Actually,
of
I myself doing masters, so I can understand all these are bogus.
yes, because you at least have some devotion, no? Very
Yes,
unfortunate.
Prabhuji.
That's why we should stop the schools.
Like before reading Srila Prabhupada's book, I did not believe in Krishna. I have no such understanding. Like after reading Prabhupada's book, I can understand
Yes,
slowly.
yes. And you can understand very easily also. Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, very easy.
Because you have a hearing from a pure devotee. You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm? Unfortunate, That's why these crazy schools are very terrible. Hmm? So try to see if you can explain. At least some book you can put, the guy read, his luck will change now.
I tried to give him the Bhagavad Gita as it is. He did not take, actually.
Yeah, because he thinks he's better than God, no? Yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. What can I do?
Someone who is thinking is better than God, then how you will take the book now? Right? So you try. What else to do, no?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very good, Prabhuji.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. Can we wear Prabhu Radha name or Krishna name t-shirt
Radha name?
or Krishna name t-shirt? On t-shirt, Hare Krishna is written or Radha name is written.
Who? I didn't understand. What is the question?
Means uh, there are some t-shirts. In that t-shirt, Hare Krishna is written, Radha
Uh,
Radha is written. So
uh,
can we wear that t-shirt?
well, the t-shirt is a t-shirt. What's wrong with wearing it?
Because Prabhu, I heard from Premanand Maharaj that he was saying we should not wear that type of t-shirt because when we wash that cloth, so that water comes from and it goes to feet or some means like where we do baths. So means it goes some bad place. That water it comes from Krishna's name and it goes some bad place. So we should not wear that t-shirt or we should not write name on hands.
Where you the neck bead, the water washing the neck bead also go to your feet. One.
Yes, that's why I asked you.
Yeah?
That's why, Prabhu, I asked you.
Yeah, I don't think this is a very practical thing. We just follow what we are given, asked to do by the acharyas, no?
Okay. So no problem, no, Prabhu.
I don't see any problem.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Hmm. If you wear the shirt of Krishna and if you can remember him in that way, you are successful. Yes?
Oh, okay, Prabhu.
Correct.
Yes.
Hmm. Somehow or other we should try to remember Krishna, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's our success.
Okay, Prabhu.
Where are you from, Vikas?
From Mumbai, Prabhu. Mumbai.
Oh, you're
Hopefully.
from Bombay.
Yes, yes. I know Pawan, Prabhu. Pawan.
Oh, you know Pavan, huh?
Yes, yes.
Oh, very
I
nice.
met him in Ambernath.
Where's this Ambernath?
Ambernath is away from Khopoli, but by local train, I went on Sunday to meet him.
Oh, I see. So nice that you're joining this session. I hope you like the program, huh?
Yes, Prabhu. First, I was in HKM, but one Prabhuji, I got one Prabhuji on Twitter, so I messaged him regarding. I was asking about HKM to that Prabhu, but he added me in Telegram group, and when I message on Telegram group, then Pawan Prabhuji messaged me. He also lives in Ambernath, so we became friends.
Very good. So you try, to read. We have a lot of lectures, and also we have many books also. Like,
Yes, Prabhu, but from last 2 to 3 weeks, I'm not watching videos and not reading books. Only I'm chanting.
oh, very good. So if you
Because
can also, see, we have a lot of lectures also. If you like, you can also hear them, no?
yes, Prabhu, but I'm not knowing that what happened to me. First, I was watching regularly videos of Prabhupada and Bhagavad Gita. I was attending Bhagavad Gita lectures, classes. I was daily reading book. But from last 2 to 3 weeks, I'm not reading books, uh, not hearing lectures. Only I'm just chanting.
Hmm.
Don't know what happened to me.
But you must read, no?
Yes, Prabhu, I try to read, but then I read one sentence, then I keep it aside. Then oh,
Without reading, it's difficult to, progress spiritually, no?
yes, Prabhu.
So you try to read, if you can read whichever book you feel comfortable, you try to read Prabhupada books, huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
That will help you,
Yes, Prabhu.
Spiritual life is like two track, One track is serving the Bhagavatam, the other track is serving the devotees,
Yes, Prabhu.
Nasta Preshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, So if
Yes,
we do
Prabhu.
that, then, it'll be very big problem, If you don't hear, then we may fall down,
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm? And if you can associate with devotees, that'll be very nice. If you feel that you cannot hear for some reason, you can associate with devotees who are doing this reading. There are many devotees doing reading programs, no?
Yes, Prabhu. Maybe.
You can join them and maybe hear them reading the chapter or the stories or something. Huh?
Yes.
That will be very helpful. So if you like, you can leave your number also, they can add you in their group, we have many groups,
Yes, I'm there, Prabhu. In
Ah,
Telegram, Prabhu, I'm there.
very good. Very nice of you. Thank you for coming here.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam, Prabhu.
Any more questions in the Facebook or YouTube? Sorry.
Checking, Prabhu. Give me a second. Please, could you share the temple? Sujay, Hare Krishna. Sujay Prabhu is asking, who just asked a question. So he's asking if you could share the Kolkata temple address. I'm in Kolkata. I would love to visit.
So yeah, Sami Prabhu conduct reading session daily at around 7:45 Indian Standard Time. No? That PM or AM? So you can give him the address, if it's visible.
Oh, Sujay Prabhu is in the session. Great.
PM. So 7:45 PM Indian time. You can go on, and you can join him for reading and hearing.
Mm. I think Sujay Prabhu also wants a temple's address in Kolkata. He's in Kolkata, right?
Yeah, you can give the address or you can give Divakar number. You can call him and talk to him, whichever.
Yeah. Divakar.
I think there's no shortage of devotees doing this reading session. So many are reading here and there. All right, any other questions?
Not from YouTube anymore. Don't see. How to improve our chanting quality, Prabhu? That's the same coming from Sujay Prabhu.
What's the question?
How to improve our chanting quality?
How to improve our chanting quality, Because initially it's very difficult. The best way is to keep chanting more rounds, Keep chanting again and again. That's the way to improve ourselves. It's stated here in this verse. So here you can see the best way to improve our chanting. Even if in the beginning one chants the Hare Krishna mantra with offenses, one will become free from such offense by chanting again and again. Papa chayacha bhavati smaratam tam aha nisam. One becomes free from all sinful reaction if one chants day and night. So if you increase your chanting, then yes, you will develop, an attraction for chanting. This is the way, but it should not be done artificially. It should be done, gradually. So as you do gradually, and you will see, you'll develop the taste for chanting. But it's not an overnight process, though. It is something that has to go on with as you become more and more fixed up in devotional service. That's the process, you see. One goes from Nama Aparad state, then he goes to the Nama Abhas state, and then he goes to the Suddha Nam, pure platform. So these are all stages that one goes through gradually. to come to the point of pure chanting. So when he chants, his tears is coming from his eyes, and he's trembling and choking, and all these 8 symptoms of spiritual ecstasy manifest in him. So that comes when a person is chanting purely. That will take some time. So try to understand the process. Uh, Chanting is like that. It's not something that happens immediately. Mm. Yes, if one who is embarrassed by hunger or falls down or stumbles, chant the holy name of the Lord even once, willingly or unwillingly, he is immediately freed from the reaction of his past deeds. Karmis entangled in material activities face many difficulties in the practice of mystic yoga and other endeavors to achieve that same freedom. It is not a fact that one has to offer his material possession to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and be liberated before he can engage in devotional service. A devotee automatically attains liberation without separate endeavors. Bali Maharaj did not get back all his material possession merely because of his charity to the Lord. One who becomes a devotee free from material desires and motive regards all opportunities, both material and spiritual, as benediction from the Lord. And in this way, his service to the Lord is never hampered. Bhukti, material enjoyment, and mukti, liberation, are only byproducts of devotional service. A devotee need not work separately to attain mukti. Srila Bilva Mangal Thakur says, Mukti Swayam Mukku Litanjali Sevate Sman. A pure devotee of the Lord does not have to endeavor separately for mukti because mukti is always ready to serve him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 3177 to 188 describe Haridas Thakur's confirmation of the effect of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Keha bale nama haite hoya papa chaya. Keha bale nama haite jivere moksha haya. Some say that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is free from all the reaction of sinful life, and others say that by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one attains liberation from material bondage. Haridas kahena namera he dvi pala naya namera pala Krishna pada prema upajaya. Haridas Thakur, however, said that the desired result of chanting the holy name of the Lord is not that one is liberated from material bondage or freed from reaction of sinful life. The actual result of chanting the holy name of the Lord is that one awakens his dormant Krishna consciousness, his loving service to the Lord. Anusankika pala namera mukti papa nas kahara distanta yachi suryera prakash. Haridas Thakur said that the liberation from bondage from the reaction of sinful activities are only byproducts of chanting the holy name of the Lord. If one chants the holy name of the Lord purely, he attains the platform of loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this regard, Haridas Thakur gave an example comparing the power of the holy name to sunshine. He placed the words before all the learned scholars, but the learned scholars asked him to state the purport of the words. Haridas Thakur said that the sun begins to rise, said that as the sun begins to rise, it dissipates the darkness of night, even before the sunshine is visible. Before the sunrise even takes place, the light of dawn destroys the fear of the dangers of the night, such as disturbance by thieves, ghosts, rakshasas, and even the sunshine. And when the sunshine actually appears, one engages in his duties. Similarly, even before one chanting the holy name is pure, one is free from all sinful reaction. And when he chants purely, he becomes a lover of Krishna. This a devotee never accepts mukti even if Krishna offers it. Mukti, freedom from all sinful reaction, obtained even by nama abhas, or a glimpse of the light of the holy name before it is full light is perfectly visible. A nama abhas state is between that of the nama aparad or chanting of the holy name with offenses and pure chanting. There are three stages in chanting the holy name of the Lord. The first stage, one commits 10 kinds of offenses while chanting. In the next stage, Nama Abbas, the offenses are almost stopped, and one is becoming to the platform of pure chanting. In the third stage, when one chants the Hare Krishna mantra without offenses, his dormant love for Krishna immediately awakens. This is the perfection. So this is the process, So we just have to carry on chanting and, wait for our development. Yes, is that answers this question? So it takes some time. So how to do it properly? Because you have to learn how to do it regularly rather than properly. Most important is to be regularized. Chanting every day, and fix yourself. Then yes, then you become, chant properly. Okay, any other questions? I thank you all for joining on this session.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your
Hare
association. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna to all of you. All glories to Prabhupada. Today is a very auspicious
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Please give me your blessing. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare